Do you think, Maria, in any way, has the women's game been given a bye? And what I mean by that is, if you look at, for better or for worse, the barbs and arrows that the men's side of the game has had to deal with the potential association and then the association from Live with Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The women's side of the game has the Aramco series that is coming from that same fund. But what I wonder is, on the men's side of the game, the critics will say, well, this is about greed. On the women's side of the game, are they getting a buy because the women's side of the game, so-called, needs the money? Where do you fall on this?
Yeah, it's tricky. I mean, I think we still definitely need to improve upon our purses exponentially. There are some events that, and then not necessarily a event in specifics, but more just if I look at total, a purse that when I started on tour, and there are still some events that purses are maybe have only grown $200, $300, $400,000 over the course of 10 years. I'm not saying an individual event specifically, but I'm just saying events that are popping up on the schedule. I still think the bar needs to be set a fair bit higher. So it seems like Aramco is kind of pushing that a little bit. The event that is going to happen in Saudi in a couple weeks, I believe, will be played for $5 million. I don't know if it's increased from last year, but last year it was played for $5 million. That is a big purse for a regular event that's not a major championship. And the whole politics of it is super tricky, and that's not really something that I want to really get into. But I think if we can look at it as a way to kind of push the purse envelope, I think that's probably good and healthy across the board. I think we need to keep kind of striving to be playing for more money outside of the major championships. The majors have really stepped it up in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's been exponential growth, and it's been incredible to see. Playing for a $10 million purse at the U.S. Open, that's it's incredible, and that's where it needs to be, and that's where it's like the baseline is set, and I think that's only going to continue to go up, over the next 5 years, 10 years. But I really think it's the kind of the remaining core of what we're doing that kind of needs to get, pushed up. And, we see what Terry Duffy with CME Group did at the Tour Championship at the end of the year. I mean, and he's been doing that for a good portion of almost 10 years now, with first place prize money being something that we had never seen in any major championship. And so he kind of set a bar there that, the rest of the events need to follow. And I think it's great that we have our 5 majors, our tour championship. I would really love to see a few more events kind of in that ballpark, whether they're equivalents of a World Golf Championship or something along the lines where the girls are playing for big bucks that it's outside of a major championship and it's outside of our tour championship. And I think that would garner a lot more attention, to the sport itself, to the LPGA, to women's golf, all of that. And I'm sure we're getting there, but I still think that, the Aramco thing, yeah, it's tricky, but I do think it's pushing the envelope in terms of the amount of money needing to be played for.